Your soundbar isn't dead. Your TV and soundbar have lost their HDMI handshake. So why is your expensive system completely silent even though every cable is connected correctly? Today I'll show you the deeper HDMI reset that forces both devices to reconnect and brings your sound back in minutes. Like the video and subscribe for honest soundbar reviews that help you buy smarter. Comment. Make sure to tell me what the next video should be about. And check the description for best prices and product links. The frustrating basics you've already tried. Before we get to the real fix, we need to eliminate the simple problems that cause most HDMI ARC failures. You may have already checked these, but one tiny mistake can keep an otherwise perfectly good soundbar completely silent. Start with the HDMI cable itself. You do not necessarily need an expensive cable for standard ARC, but an old, damaged, sharply bent, or poorly made cable can absolutely cause connection problems. If you're unsure about the cable you're using, replace it temporarily with a known good high-speed HDMI cable. Or even better, a certified ultra-high-speed HDMI cable. This removes the cable as a potential weak link. Next, check the ports. This is where a huge number of setups go wrong. Your TV may have 3, 4, or even more HDMI inputs, but only one may support ARC or eARC. Look closely at the labels on the back of the television and find the HDMI port marked ARC or eARC. That is the port your soundbar must use. Then check the soundbar itself. You are looking for HDMI out ARC, HDMI out ARC, or something similar. Do not connect the TV to an HDMI in port on the soundbar. The correct connection is TV's ARC, eARC port to the soundbar's HDMI out ARC, eARC port. Once you've confirmed the cable and ports, power both devices off and reconnect the HDMI cable firmly at both ends. Make sure the plugs are seated completely. At this stage, don't start changing 10 different settings at once. We want to establish a clean, physical connection first. If the cable is good and the connection is correct, we can move on to the software, because that's where the majority of stubborn ARC problems begin. The settings labyrinth. Now that the physical connection is correct, we need to make sure your TV and soundbar actually know what they're supposed to do. This is where HDMI ARC becomes confusing because manufacturers hide the important controls behind different names and different menus. The first setting you need to find is HDMI-CEC, which controls communication between your devices. On Samsung TVs, it's called AnyNet Plus. On LG, it's SimpLink. On Sony, it's Bravia Sync. While other brands may simply call it CEC or HDMI control. The name changes, but the purpose is basically the same. Allowing the TV and connected audio device to communicate and coordinate functions such as power, volume, and audio routing. Go into your TV settings and find the CEC option, usually under areas such as General, System, Connection, External Devices, or Device Manager. Make sure it is enabled. This setting is especially important for ARC because the TV and soundbar need to communicate properly before the audio return connection can operate. If CEC is disabled, you may have the HDMI cable connected perfectly and still get absolutely no sound. But enabling CEC is only half the job. You also have to tell the TV that it should send audio to the soundbar instead of using its internal speakers. Go into the TV's sound or audio settings and find audio output, sound output, or speakers. If it is currently set to TV speakers, change it to HDMI ARC, HDMI eARC, receiver, or external audio system, depending on your television. This is the setting that actually redirects the audio signal through the HDMI connection. You may also see another option called Digital Audio Output Format, with choices such as PCM, Auto, Pass-Through, or Bitstream. For now, leave it on Auto if your TV provides that option. Auto allows the TV and soundbar to negotiate a compatible format without forcing a specific signal. Once we have stable audio, you can fine-tune this setting for Dolby Digital, Dolby Atmos, or other surround formats. The goal at this stage is simple. Correct port, CEC enabled, and HDMI ARC selected as the audio output. If all three are correct and you're still hearing silence, the problem may not be a setting at all. It may be a failed HDMI handshake, and that's where things get much more interesting. The digital handshake. Here's the part most troubleshooting guides fail to explain. HDMI ARC isn't simply a cable carrying sound from your TV to your soundbar. Before that audio can flow, the two devices have to communicate and agree on how the connection is going to work. This is commonly referred to as The HDMI Handshake. Your TV identifies the connected soundbar, the soundbar reports what audio formats it can accept, and the devices establish the connection. When that conversation works, everything feels automatic. When it fails, you can have the cable in exactly the right port and every setting apparently correct, yet your soundbar remains completely silent. One reason this handshake can fail is timing. Your TV might start its startup process before the soundbar has completely initialized. The TV looks for an external audio device, doesn't receive the response it expects, and falls back to its internal speakers. Another possibility is that the device is never completely shut down. Modern TVs and soundbars often remain in standby or use quick start features, meaning they're not always performing a true cold boot when you think you've turned them off. A temporary HDMI communication error can therefore survive between power cycles and keep returning every time you turn the system on. The problem can become even more complicated when multiple HDMI devices are connected. Your PlayStation, Xbox, streaming box, Blu-ray player, and soundbar are all communicating through the same HDMI ecosystem. HDMI.CEC allows these devices to send commands to one another, and occasionally one device can interfere with another. You might switch inputs, wake a console, or turn on a streaming device, and suddenly the TV loses its ARC connection. From your perspective, it looks completely random. In reality, the devices may simply be stuck in an incorrect communication state. That's why repeatedly unplugging and reconnecting the HDMI cable often doesn't solve the problem. You're changing the physical connection without necessarily clearing the temporary state inside the devices. The TV and soundbar can reconnect in the exact same failed state. What we need is a genuine reset that removes the other HDMI devices from the equation, completely removes power from the TV and soundbar, and then forces them to discover each other again from a clean starting point. That's the procedure. We're go. The secret fix. The full handshake reset. This is the step that can turn a completely silent soundbar back into a working system, especially when the cable and settings already appear to be correct. The key is that we're not simply turning the TV and soundbar off. We're going to completely isolate them, remove power, and then reconnect them in a controlled order so they have to establish a fresh HDMI connection. Before starting, make sure your TV is connected to the soundbar through the correct ARC or eARC ports and that you've already confirmed the cable is good. First, turn off both the TV and soundbar using their normal remotes. Once they're off, go behind the TV and disconnect every other HDMI device. That means your PlayStation, Xbox, Apple TV, streaming stick, Blu-ray player, cable box, or anything else connected through HDMI. Leave only the HDMI connection between the TV and soundbar. The reason is simple. We want to remove every possible CEC conflict and give the TV only one external HDMI device to communicate with. Now physically unplug the TV and soundbar from the wall outlet. Don't rely on the remote. Leave both devices completely disconnected from power for at least 60 seconds. While you're waiting, press the power button on each device once or twice if available. This helps discharge residual power, although you don't need to obsess over capacitor discharge. The important point is that we're forcing both devices into a genuine cold state rather than leaving them sitting in standby. After the minute has passed, plug the TV and soundbar back into power, but don't reconnect your other HDMI devices yet. Make sure the eARC HDMI cable is firmly connected between the correct ports. Then turn on the TV first and allow it to fully boot to its home screen. Give it a moment to finish loading before doing anything else. Now, turn on the soundbar. With the TV already running and the HDMI connection isolated, the two devices have a much better chance of establishing a clean ARC handshake. Once the soundbar is detected, the TV may automatically switch its audio output to the external system. Open a built-in app such as YouTube or Netflix and play something with audio. Check whether the soundbar responds to the TV remote's volume controls as well. If you now have sound, you've confirmed that the problem was likely a communication or device state issue rather than a dead soundbar. Don't immediately reconnect every device. Test the TV and soundbar for a few minutes first. If everything remains stable, reconnect your other HDMI devices one at a time, testing the ARC connection after each addition. If the sound suddenly disappears after reconnecting a particular console or streaming device, you've identified a potential CEC conflict. That device can then be investigated separately instead of resetting your entire home theater every time the problem returns. ARC versus eARC, getting the sound you actually paid for. Now that you've restored the connection, there's one more distinction you need to understand. Your soundbar may finally be producing audio, but that doesn't automatically mean you're getting the best audio your system supports. The reason comes down to the difference between ARC and eARC. They perform the same basic job, sending audio from your TV back to your soundbar through HDMI. But eARC provides a much larger audio bandwidth. Standard ARC was designed when the typical home theater needed relatively modest audio bandwidth. It can handle stereo and compressed surround formats such as Dolby Digital, and it can also carry compressed Dolby Digital Plus, which is commonly used by streaming services for surround sound and streaming Atmos. For many people, that's completely sufficient. So, if your TV and soundbar only support standard ARC, you can still get very good surround sound. The important thing is understanding its limits. eARC, or Enhanced Audio Return Channel, is designed for much higher bandwidth audio. It can transport lossless formats such as Dolby True HD and DTS HD Master Audio, which are commonly found on Blu-ray and 4K UHD discs. It can also carry lossless Dolby Atmos when the rest of your equipment supports it. This is where ARC becomes particularly valuable for enthusiasts who want their TV and soundbar or AV receiver to handle high-quality audio without the limitations of standard ARC. To take advantage of eARC, you need compatibility throughout the connection. Your TV needs an eARC-capable HDMI port, and your soundbar or AV receiver also needs an eARC port. You should connect those two specific ports together. The cable matters too, especially when you're combining eARC with high-bandwidth video features. A certified ultra-high-speed HDMI cable is a sensible choice because it removes cable capability as a potential variable. And here's an important point. eARC cannot magically upgrade equipment that doesn't support it. If your TV has eARC, but your soundbar only has standard ARC, the connection will operate according to the capabilities of the equipment on both ends. You may still get excellent audio, but you won't suddenly gain the full lossless capabilities of eARC. Likewise, having an eARC soundbar doesn't help if the television only provides standard ARC. So once your sound is working, don't immediately assume something is wrong, because your soundbar doesn't display Dolby Atmos or another advanced format. Check the entire signal path first. Confirm whether you're using ARC or eARC, check what audio format your TV is outputting, and verify that the content you're playing actually contains the format you're expecting. A stable connection is step 1. Getting the correct audio format is step 2. The final check and the real fix. At this point, your soundbar should be working. But this is where we make sure the problem doesn't come back the next time you turn on the TV. Start by testing several sources through the TV's built-in apps. Play a YouTube video first, then try a streaming service such as Netflix or Disney+. Confirm that the sound consistently comes from the soundbar and that the TV remote controls the soundbar's volume. If everything works normally, you've confirmed that the ARC connection is stable, rather than simply working for a few seconds after the reset. If you have sound but the format isn't what you expected, don't panic. Check the TV's digital audio output setting and experiment with auto, pass-through, or Bitstream, depending on what your TV offers. Then check the soundbar's information display or app to see what audio format it's actually receiving. If you're expecting Dolby Atmos but only seeing stereo or Dolby Digital, the issue may be the TV's output configuration, the streaming app, the content itself, or the capabilities of your ARC connection. A working HDMI connection and a correctly configured high-quality audio connection are two different things. Now, start reconnecting the devices you removed earlier. Add your PlayStation, Xbox, streaming box, Blu-ray player, or cable box one at a time. After connecting each device, test the TV's audio again. This is important because if the problem returns after one specific device is connected, you've narrowed down the source instead of guessing. That device may have HDMI-CEC enabled, or may be sending commands that interfere with the TV's ARC communication. In that situation, check its HDMI control settings and consider disabling CEC on that individual device if you don't need its automatic power or input control features. If the sound disappears again, even after the full reset, check firmware updates for both the TV and soundbar. HDMI compatibility problems are sometimes caused by software bugs, and manufacturers can release firmware specifically to improve HDMI, ARC, eARC, or CEC behavior. Also, check the physical HDMI cable one more time and, if possible, test with another known good cable. If you've exhausted those options and the connection still fails, try connecting the soundbar to another compatible TV or testing another audio device with your television. That helps determine whether the problem follows the soundbar or stays with the TV. The big lesson here is that HDMI ARC problems usually aren't mysterious once you break the system into individual pieces. Start with the cable and ports, then check CEC and audio output settings, then perform the complete handshake reset, and finally verify ARC versus eARC and the actual audio format. Don't change everything simultaneously. Each step should eliminate one possible cause. If this guide finally brought your soundbar back to life, hit the like button and subscribe for more practical home theater troubleshooting. And leave a comment with your TV and soundbar models and tell me which step fixed your problem. That information could save someone else hours of frustration. The next time your soundbar suddenly goes silent, don't assume it's broken. Check the connection, check the settings, and remember the handshake. Sometimes your expensive home theater isn't failing at all. The TV and soundbar simply stopped communicating properly, and a clean reset is all they needed. The final conclusion. So, let's bring everything together. When your soundbar suddenly stops producing sound through HDMI ARC, the problem is usually not some catastrophic hardware failure. In many cases, the TV and soundbar simply lost their HDMI communication. The cable, the ARC ports, CEC settings, audio output configuration, and the HDMI handshake all have to work together. And when one part gets confused, your entire audio system can go silent. Start with the basics. Make sure you're using the correct ARC or eARC port on both devices and that the HDMI cable is properly connected. Then check HDMI-CEC. Whether your TV calls it AnyNet Plus, SimpLink, Bravia Sync, or something else. Make sure the TV is actually configured to send audio through HDMI rather than its internal speakers. These simple checks solve more problems than most people realize. If everything looks correct but there's still no sound, perform the full handshake reset. Disconnect the other HDMI devices, unplug the TV and soundbar from power, wait, reconnect only the two core devices, power on the TV first, and then turn on the soundbar. This gives the devices a clean environment to establish a fresh connection. Once the audio is stable, reconnect your other devices one at a time, so you can identify any CEC conflict instead of creating another mystery. And finally, understand the difference between ARC and eARC. Getting sound doesn't necessarily mean you're getting the highest quality signal your equipment can deliver. If your TV and soundbar both support eARC, use those ports and configure the audio output appropriately. If you're using standard ARC, understand that some advanced lossless formats may not be available through the connection. The most important thing is not to panic the moment your soundbar goes silent. Don't immediately factory reset everything or assume the hardware is dead. Troubleshoot the system logically. Physical connection, settings, handshake, audio format, then individual devices. Each step eliminates another possible cause. If this guide helped you fix your soundbar, hit the like button and subscribe for more straightforward home theater troubleshooting. And let me know in the comments what TV and soundbar you're using and which step finally brought the sound back. Because sometimes the expensive equipment isn't broken. It just needs the conversation restarted.